In today's episode, we're going to be checking out a Firefly semi-hollow guitar. Of course, this is designed to be reminiscent of a Gibson ES335. This one has a spalted maple top, which is a veneer, but it's obviously like an emerald green with a beautiful green back. It looks exactly like what you would expect a beautiful emerald finish to look like. And that's really impressive considering this guitar is in the $200-ish price range. It comes with block inlays, binding, and beautiful binding inside the F-holes. Just everything about this guitar screams that you have a legitimate guitar. Now, I did a video of a Firefly before because a lot of you asked about Firefly. When they reached out, I said, yeah, send one out, let's do a video. That video did over 500,000 views, and I critiqued that guitar pretty aggressively. I went through the guitar because I was very skeptical of what they were doing in the ideas of, is it really a value? And after doing that video, and I have to say, like a lot of you, I came out the other side of this going, hey, it's a lot of guitar for the money. This guitar even more so. Now, here's what I want to talk about. There's a couple things I read on forums about the post lifting out of the body. I want to let you know that I have not had that issue, and I have no issues with dead frets or sprout.
The frets on this guitar were much better than the first Firefly they sent out, so let's go ahead and check it, and they are really smooth. You can see they didn't even make a mark. Let's do that again. Let's go over a couple times. And a couple marks. Definitely a 4 out of 5. Now doing the treble side, I don't even need to use a new sock. I'm just going to use this side again. Let's do the treble side. And a little bit of snag at the end. Yeah, you can see some scratches. That's definitely a 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5 out of 5. Very good.
The guitar is slightly out of intonation, which is easy to fix. I have a video. I'll put a link in the description where you can just quickly intonate your guitar if it comes out of intonation, or do a quick setup. The nut is cut well. Everything about this guitar is out of the box playable. And this is about my 7th Firefly guitar. That's right. Since doing the original 500,000 plus video, so many of you bought them, you brought them to me. I went through them, and very consistently, there was a few things wrong with a couple, a few things right with a couple. Some were better than the one I received, some were not as good, but all of them were very playable for a price point of $200 in a market where $200 is what an overdrive pedal is going for. I like the Epiphone 335, and those ones are in the $600 range now for those guitars, and it's an Epiphone, it's a branded value Epiphone. I love those guitars, but I wanted to see, hey, could you save half the money? What did you get? For less than half the money, this guitar is, in my opinion, not as good as the Epiphone, and let me tell you why. There's a couple things that I don't see on the Epiphones, like finish flaws. Like there's a little bit on this finish where maybe it was buffed and it wasn't perfect. However, this guitar is very good. On the Gibson style Les Paul that I did, my only critique were the pickups. Well, on this one, you're not going to really drive the amps as hard. I mean, you can. But you're not gonna. I'm playing through a Katana 50 amp. I have it pretty loud in the room. I mean, it's a loud amplifier in this room. And I totally could take this to a gig tonight. Now this one came out of the box with the action pretty good. It was sitting really nice and comfortable. Like I said, I don't even need to adjust it down. However, like I said, a bunch of you guys did bring me ones that you bought, and some of them had higher action and some of them had an action a little lower. Most of them though, they were all playable and just an adjustment. So like I said, I don't think it's gonna be very realistic for you to think you're gonna buy a semi-hollow Gibson S style guitar with a block inlays, binding, a cool color, spalted maple, and not expect to have to do a setup. You're just gonna have to do a setup. The bridge actually is pretty good on this one. Got a brighter sound. And again, the intonation, slightly out. And I was gonna adjust that, but I thought, you know what? Let's just play the guitar the way it is so you guys have a realistic expectation. One of the things that's nice on this bridge, they have these nylon washers on the screws that I've never really seen before, and that's really cool. So that's to stop the rattle. That's really impressive. Neck feels kind of a little bit like the Gibson 60s style neck, but it also feels reminiscent to what the Ibanez and the Epiphone ES335 style necks feel. So it's a little thin on the thinner side, so if you like chunky necks, this isn't for you, but it's not super thin. It's really comfortable. Frets are medium jumbo. Tuning keys are Godot style, non-locking keys. Obviously, they're not marked with anything, but that's what they're going after, that style. We have a black finish on the headstock, and of course, the headstock's bound, and of course, the body's double bound, the back is bound as well. You have a set neck, it's made in China. It has strap buttons on both sides, 2 humbuckers, volume, volume, tone, tone, and a 3-way switch. And it has the poker chip on the switch, which I like, so you know that you're in neck or bridge or rhythm or treble, however you want to say it.
All right, let's see how this guitar does with some overdrive sounds. I'm going to run my Keeley's Red Dirt overdrive pedal into the clean channel on the 50-watt Katana. I have it mic'd up with an SM57. Let's see what we can pull from this thing.
Let's go start with the bridge. Good, it's not screaming, it's not feeding back. They're not bad. I mean, that's everything you need. Big difference between the bridge and the neck, and I've already adjusted the heights on these. This guitar, if I got it and I was gonna use it all the time, I'd probably stay on the neck almost all the time. Because the guitar is a little bright and the pickup is a little dark on the neck, and so it balances out. Versus that bridge. In recap, what did we discover? Well, we discovered the guitars are really good. I wanted to see this one. I even did the test on this. I showed it to my wife as soon as I got out of the box without showing a headstock, and I said, what'd you think? And she's like, oh, it's beautiful. And what a great thing to hear from somebody on a guitar that's $200. You know, like, oh, it's beautiful. I was wondering if she was gonna go, oh, that's, you know, it's a decent guitar. No, she didn't know what it was, and she assumed it was a very nice guitar. Very, very cool. Pass the test of your audience, in other words, when you're playing. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys check them out. I'll put some links down below to check out these guitars. As always, thank you so much for your time. Till the next time, know your gear.